let go inside of my veins. My heart is so hollow, your voice is so narrow, making the pain. My heart is so hollow, hollow, hollow. My heart is so hollow, hollow, hollow.
Hello, friends. Welcome to a live TBR takedown. I think the last one of these we did was in August, and I said I would never do it again. And yet, here we are. Because, you know, why film a video when you could just show up and do a live stream? I feel like there's something moving under my desk, but I'm the only one here. That's not weird at all. In any way, shape, or form. Hello, welcome. Well, let me know how all of you all are doing while we wait for some friends to come in. Jennifer said, can't wait. This is my favorite series. And again, you are far too kind. I hope that you guys have fun today because it's the end of the year one where we get to do a reset and count all the books. I mean, we're not doing that together. I already did that, but you know, fun times. Hello, Stephanie. Welcome. Hello, Sam. Welcome. Hello, Lexi. I honestly considered changing the song, but I'm pretty sure that it was Casey and Mullen that threatened to unalive me if I got rid of my song. So, you know, it can stay. It can stay. It's fine. Hello, Nicole. Hello, Kelly. The ghosts of books about to be taken down. It's, I mean, not a lot. So, you know. Hello, Grievous Girl. Welcome. Hello, Violet. Welcome. Kelly, what is a takedown? Okay. For those of you who are like normally here for write-a-thon things or writing things, the TBR takedown is a game I've been playing for the last since 2020, I think. With my physical unread TBR. At this current moment in time, my current TBR is 80. And so when I started in 2020, I had 240 unread books on my TBR shelves. So I went from 240 down to 80. So it's just a fun game where we go through everything I hauled this month that I haven't read. Well, everything I've hauled. And then if I haven't read it, it counts. It's going on to my TBR. Anything I've unhauled comes off the TBR. Anything I've read comes off the TBR. And then we get a new number at the end. I looked back at August's live show because I wanted to remember how I like formatted the numbers where we're at currently. And in the video in August, I said my goal for the end of the year was 75. So we're going to get to see together. Well, you'll get to see. I already know, but you'll get to see if we make it to 75 or not. So that is basically the sentiment. The music stays with a knife. Absolutely. Jennifer says, my TBR is 70. I kind of went on a spending spree at the end of the year. 70 is not bad. Like, even from some booktubers that I've seen, like 240 is not bad. But I feel like I have decision fatigue. Like, there's too much to read. And so then I was always like, oh my gosh, I need to read all of these things, but I don't know which thing I want to read. So I'm just going to read something else instead. And now that I'm down to 80-ish, I'm like, I don't want to read any of this. I need new books. Why don't I have more books to choose from? So I don't know what the magic number is, but I guess we're going to figure that out in 2023. My original goal was to get down to 50 and just kind of like hover in that area. I think that is still the goal, but you know, this right here Catherine with 294 books. That's what I'm talking about. 240 to 280 is incredible. It is, but it's been, I mean, all of 2020, 2021, 2022. So 3 years. I mean, it took some time. And we looked at some stats actually in the last video as well of like books that I had actually read that came off of my TBR. Let me find my 2022 book tracker. Where you be at, book tracker? There she is. So like despite the fact that I started this year off at 116 and I had a high of 120, I've actually only read, where's it at? 19 books off of my physical TBR this year. So like the other 22-ish have just been unhauled DNFs. So, you know, fun times. Fun times. Violet says I have 3 for now, but I still have a gift card for Barnes & Noble, so that will change. Excellent. The magic number of books is that you need all of the books. You are not wrong, Kelly. That is actually pretty accurate. Pretty accurate. Last time we did this, I had them in order of like the order of which things happened during the month. That is definitely not how we're doing it this time because I don't know. But it was a month. And so we're going to do unhauls and then hauls and then read books. And I will not be giving reviews for any of the books in today's video, sans one, because I already did I did 2 what are those things called? Readathons. There we go. Ooh, that took a minute. Anyway, I did the 'Tis the Season-a-thon in October. Yep, in December, and there's a video up for that already. And I did the Reindeer Readathon, and that video went up yesterday. So those have all of the reviews in them except for one book. So we will talk about that one book when we get to it. Everything else we'll talk about, but it's not going to be like a full review. Okay. Moving on with my life. So the first unhaul that we have is going to be Boom, Not Now, Not Ever by Lily Anderson. This is one of the final 2018 hangarounds. That's a lie. I have a lot of 2018. I got rid of everything before 2018, but 2018 is still like the majority of my shelves. That took too long to get my brain to connect to my brain. So anyway, I just have in the past couple of years really learned that YA romance is not really my jam, unless there's like some kind of a magical element or something to it. I just reading YA romance, not my thing. So I decided to unhaul this guy. The next few, I actually have a recent try chapter video from December that I talked about these in, so I'm not going to talk about those a lot. But these are unhauls as well. Skin of the Sea by Natasha Bowen, which is gorgeous, but hurt my brain. Not in a bad way. I'm just not smart enough to figure it out. Very Sincerely Yours. Oh, look, I didn't hit the button. Where are we at? We're here. Very Sincerely Yours by Carrie Winfrey. I hated the main character after like the first 20 seconds of having read this book, so immediately got rid of that. And then Among the Beasts and Briars by Ashley Pawson. I read a little bit of this and was like, not feeling it. So she can go as well. There. That's it. That's where we're at right now. We have so much more to go. It is the beginning of January. What did I say? What month am I in? Did I lie about what month we were in? Have I lost my mind? I have no idea. Listen, I just said it was October earlier, so, you know, it's fine. Anyway, where were we at? Oh, yeah, we were at 76. Okay. These are weird doing them live, unlike when you do them in a video and you can just like pop up whatever you want. I have to actually pay attention to things. Okay. Let's talk about books that I hauled this month. Ugh. So, the first book that we're going to talk about is Blood Marked by Tracy Dion. I got this from Outcrate, actually. They still had some of their book only. Yeah, that's where she came from. I was like, where did I get this from? Yeah, Outcrate. That's where she came from. But yeah, they still had some Blood Marked. This is the second book following Legendborn, which was like huge on BookTube last year. I really enjoyed the first book, gave it like 5 stars, absolutely loved it. Preparing to read the next book. Hopefully I love it also. I'm pretty happy with the cover. Hopefully it's fantastic. You were messing up like it was Monday. January is getting treated like the Monday of the year. I will accept that. I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing, so I'm just over here talking. Yes, Kate still needs to read Legendborn. Do you have it on your shelves? Is it one of the 294 books you have unread on your shelf? Because if it is, there's no chance of you reading it. But if you have to borrow it from the library, you might. Just saying. We're at 77. Okay. I then hauled some books that I don't have to count because I've already read them. We have 13s and Brackenbeast by Kate Alice Marshall. I read these earlier this year and I loved them. So this is actually a trilogy. I've read the third book as well, but it's only out in hardback right now and I have to have them match. So I'll wait until the paperback comes out next year and then I'll get that. But this series follows 3 12-year-olds who are turning 13 on Halloween. And they live in this community where every 13 years, 3 13-year-olds go missing. And they just happen to be the 3 13-year-olds that get chosen to go missing. And there's like a whole thing. And there are these villains called the People Who Look Away. And they're fucking creepy. And it was a fantastic time. The whole trilogy. Like the first book, these are mid-grade. The first book was like so creepy that I was like, I feel like this is too spooky for a mid-grade. I feel like if I was 12, I would not be able to read this. They get a little less creepy in books 2 and 3, but still really good. So, 13s and Brackenbeast. What else we got? We also have, where's she be? There she is. Is that right? Is that right? Hold on. Let me look at my numbers because I have problems. Yep, that is correct. Okay. I then have Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I read this before I bought it also, so it doesn't count as coming off of the TBR. This is just, if you have read any Emily Henry, it's kind of the same deal. I love this main character, though. We're going to talk about this book later because it's the only one I read this month that I don't have a review for. You know what? The number doesn't matter, so we can talk about it now because it doesn't have a number. So it's fine. We can talk about it now while we're here. But yes, this book follows a lady who is like a publishing agent and then a guy who is also a publishing. He works for a publishing house. I don't remember, okay? Like my brain doesn't brain when we're live, okay? I gave it a 4.75 out of 5 stars. I really loved it. There were times when I was reading this that I was literally screaming at, the wall because I was listening to it on audio. But yeah, I felt seen and heard in ways that I never thought were possible while reading this book. It makes fun of like all of the romance tropes of or all of the romance tropes of the genre while being part of the genre. So it's like it's very self-aware of the things that it's doing, but also our main character loves to make fun of like Hallmark movies, which is hilarious and fun. It was fantastic. I laughed out loud a bajillion times. I loved the romance between I don't even remember her name. Her name's Nora, that's her name. Nora and Charlie. I loved their romance. Of course, I remember Charlie's name because I learned a thing about me while I was reading this book. Girl, let me tell you. Between this and um the X Hex. Nope, not the X Hex. The Kiss Curse. Wrong second book in a witch series. Between this and the Kiss Curse, I've figured out that I need to look for a completely different type of guy than what I've been looking for my entire life. So there's that. That's important. Fantastic book. Highly recommend. What's going on in the comments? It is not so deaf a incoming. Yes, get it from the library and then you can read it. Because God knows you won't read it if it's on your shelf. Love a good, self-aware, or well-done parody. It was so good. It was so good. So good. What number are we on? Somebody tell me. 77. That's where we're at. Okay. What else we got? We also have Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. I also already read this, so this doesn't count as coming off the TBR. I read it earlier this year or late last year. I don't know. I loved it, and I wanted to have a copy for myself. And now I do. And also, so this is Ever After by F.T. Lukens. If you've read Legends and Lattes and you like that, like where you're building up a coffee shop and you're just kind of there in the moment. So this is Ever After is very much like that. It's very much like a slow, it's like if you go on a guild quest with a bunch of like random people and you win the guild quest, this is what happens after you win. And they're like trying to figure out now that they have taken over this kingdom, they've killed the king, dispatched the evil king. How do they operate a kingdom? And so it's like them, and they're like teenagers learning how to build a kingdom and how to run it. So super fun. Loved it, obviously, because I bought one. Check the comments. Is it fun to watch me go? I have no idea what I'm talking about. It's great. Their relationship was incredible. Watching them fully fall for one another was chef's kiss. It was fantastic. I also want to dive more into this new type of guy you're on the look for. Well, we'll talk about it later when we're not live on the internet. Okay. Legends and Lattes is fantastic. I hope you're enjoying it because I love that book so much. A Very Merry Bromance. I also hauled this. I also read this month. But I read it after. Nope, I bought it after I read it. Okay. So it doesn't count. She's just here. I don't know why that was so loud. My apologies. And then I hauled a book I haven't read yet, and that is The Gifts That Bind Us by Caroline O'Donoghue. So this is the sequel to a book we're going to talk about here in a little bit, which is All Our Hidden Gifts. If you were here in October, I hauled All Our Hidden Gifts in October when we went to the writing retreat in Mackinac Island. That's where I bought that at. Because I was like, oh my gosh, I love this cover. Oh my gosh, this synopsis sounds like it's a perfect book for me. And when I tell you that it's a perfect book for me, I can't, when I tell you that you need to watch yesterday's video because I did a wrap up for it in yesterday's video. What was yesterday's video? The Re-Readathon wrap up. When I tell you to watch my stats and favorites so that you can see how high that book ends up on my stats and favorites, I mean it. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great time. So naturally, I had to immediately buy the second book. The downfall for Jessica is that the first book I have in paperback, and now I have a hardback, and I can't live my life like this. I mean, they're pretty. Are they the same height? Almost. I can't do it. They're not the same height. I don't know. But they had the first book on audio, but the second book is not on audio. And so therefore I had to buy it in a hardback and I have to read it like tomorrow. And I probably won't, but I feel like I need to. So that's a 78. Okay, back to comments. Back to you, Carl. Yes, be on the lookout for So This Is Ever After. The cover. I mean, they're all fantastic. I'm having the best time. Back to banners. And then we'll talk about things I read during Tis the Season-a-thon. Did I read anything during that actually counts? Who knows? We'll never know. Nothing that I read during that counts. I read A Very Merry Bromance by Alyssa K. Adams. And I read Christmas as We Know It by Sarah Sutton. One More for Christmas by Sarah Morgan. Dash and Lily's Book of Dares, which was a reread. Charlie Brown Christmas, because it was one of the prompts was to read Charlie Brown Christmas. Otherwise, I wouldn't have read it. Anyway, and then for the reindeer readathon, are there some in here that count? There are. Look at us. Look, go us. Okay. I read Killers of a Certain Age by Deanna Rayburn, and I gave that 3.25 out of 5 stars. The Devouring Wolf by Natalie C. Parker, and gave that 4 stars. The Bodyguard by Catherine Center, and I gave that 2 stars because it was like a 3-star, but I skim read it. So those are the rules. When you skim read a book, it loses a point. I was going to say I don't make those rules, but I do make those rules. Therefore, they're my rules. And if you're mad about it, I don't care. Then I read Star Eater by Kirsten Hall. And this also got a 2 stars because it was like a 3-star book and I skim read it. This is about cannibal nuns who have problems. And their problem is not that they're cannibal nuns. So it's a book. It's a book. It was a whole ass choice. You can watch yesterday's video if you want to know more about that. And then that was 77. I then read All Our Hidden Gifts. Come back, 76. I read All Our Hidden Gifts by Caroline O'Donoghue. Again, yesterday's video. I talked about it for like a solid 7 minutes. Not going to put you through that again if you watch yesterday's video, and you should have, because I don't know why. You can do whatever you want. You're a grown-ass adult people. I don't know. Anyway, All Our Hidden Gifts. Read that. I read The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, the comic. Gave that 2 stars. Mostly because I don't like the art style. Again, not to knock the artist because I can't draw like that. It's just not my jam. And then I read Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. Finally, puts me at 75. I gave this a 3.75 out of 5 stars. And then I also read, I CP'd for Julie for book 3 of the In Ash series, and I went ahead and counted that during the readathon for one of the prompts because I can. And so, I mean, it was a really bad book. So that puts us at 75. And so what I always do at the end of the year is I go through all of my books, I count them, I go through all of my unread books. I'm not counting the red ones. That's too much work. Especially since most of them are in stacks in Danica's room, because I have no shelves. Where was I at? Anyway, I counted the unread books, and then I double checked my spreadsheet to make sure that they matched up, and then I double checked my list on Goodreads and made sure that they matched up, because sometimes, especially when you're moving books all around your house, books get lost. I have a new TBR for January, and my number is 76. So in the month of December, we were able to take 4 books off of the TBR, and my goal was 75 and I got to 76. Now, technically, I was at 75, but I have a physical arc for, I think it's Hotel Magnifique, that Bethany sent me last year, I think. And I hadn't been counting it because I was like, don't count the arcs because it's an arc. But it's been on my shelves long enough that I feel like I should count it at this point. So I added that in, and that was where I got the 76 from. If I had not added in Hotel Magnifique, I would still be at 75, which was my goal. I have a plethora of whole series on my shelves. If you watched my recent try a chapter video, I started reading the first chapter of Unwind by Neil Shusterman. I have that whole series. I have all 5 books. I have all of Holly Black's Modern Fairy Tales. I have the Arrows trilogy by Mercedes Lackey. I have, what else do I have over here? I have the entire Summoner series by Taryn Mathrew. I have Falling Kingdoms by Somebody Rhodes, Morgan Rhodes, that's her name. I have The Young Elites by Marie Lu. I have is it Avenged by Amy Tintera, I think is the series. I have the Burn for Burn trilogy by Jenny Han and Siobhan Vivian. I've got a bunch. Like, I've got whole ass series is what a lot of what's left on my shelves. Like, I don't have a lot of not whole, like a lot of single books. Most of what I have is whole ass series. So I am hoping, in what we had for goals for 2023 was to do more vlogging videos, even though I'm horrible at it. I'm hoping to do some of those like whole series as vlogs. We'll see if that happens or not, but it is the goal. So it's so close, and I'm taking it. Like, I'm taking the win. I started the year out at 118, I think I said. 116, and was at a high of 120 at some point. So, it's fine. I am hoping, beyond all hope, to work on my bookshelves this weekend so that I can have shelves again, because it is a time, my friends, a whole time. I think that's it. Anybody have any comments, questions, or concerns before I leave for the evening? While I wait, let me show you my giant matte black tumbler, because it's gorgeous and I love it. And I have 2 of them and they're fantastic. I just got them today and I will cherish and love them forever. That's what we talked about while we waited for any comments, questions, or concerns. You're welcome. Okay. No comments, questions, or concerns. Hello. That is not the button I wanted to hit. Fantastic. Also, not the button I wanted to hit. Yes, all black. It's matte black. Matte black at that. It's fantastic. I love it. I'm here for it forever. It's a great time. Thank you for joining me today. I don't know what the next video is going to be. I don't know when it's going to be. I want what? Huh? What? Yes, Sam, I'm still here. Sunday? It's not this Sunday, Sam. It's next Sunday. But I mean, I can tell our friends. It's not really a pop-up if I tell everybody now, but I'll tell them. Sunday the 15th, Sam and I will be doing pop-up sprints on the Storytellers Hearth channel. Oh my God. Is it going to be another one? A story? Wow. Okay. But yes, we're going to be doing a pop-up sprint on the Storytellers Hearth channel on the 15th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to know where Storytellers Hearth channel is, you can find it in the description box down below. Do I still have the gigantic copy of Jane Eyre Wuthering Heights? No, I do not. I unhauled that last month. It has left the building and went to my cousin's because that's where I send all my books. It's fine. It's all fine. It's all fine. Yeah, that's all I got for today. I'm going to find this button where we get to leave and say bye, friends. Bye, friends.
My heart is so hollow, the blood has an echo inside of my veins.